Hey guys, SeanB here, and today I'm very excited to discuss with you guys the new developer note that is gonna happen in the next War Arena season. There are three main things: Violent Rune change, ranking system change, and some amazing thing that we need to talk about at the end of this note. First, the Violent Rune change. They tell you about the test that they did. Test number 1, the result. You can read it for yourself. Like, I don't have to read it to you. This is not some bedtime story. It's test number 2. We got a test result. They explain what they did, yada yada. And here is the final decisions. In very short, when you get a violent proc, let's say I get a violent proc, all of my ally monster will have lower chance to proc violent. This will help to reduce the consecutive violent proc that every single enemy unit will have. Let's say you have a Virat and stun the entire enemy team. They have a much lower chance to proc out of that chain CC. Currently, you still see all 4 enemy unit proc one after another. That is really toxic. Like, I can deal with 1 proc. I may be able to deal with 2 proc, but 4 proc on each unit is too much. So right now, if you proc, you will lose 5% on everybody, and then the enemy will gain an extra 5% chance to proc as well. So let's say you are using Genny Hathor, you shut them down with the Genny Hathor combo, and then your Genny violent proc, the Hathor will less likely to violent, and then the enemy Veladru or Rakuni, whatever shit, will have a much higher chance to violent proc, 27%. So your team violent proc chance can go as low as 12%, and the enemy violent proc chance will be capped at 27%. So this is the test result that they're trying to show you. In the current version, there will be a bigger difference of activation count, 2.24. But after they implemented the change, the difference of activation count will reduce to 1.4. They are trying to make it fair for both sides while remaining the current violent proc chance for the rune, because they believe that violent proc is fun, because without violent proc, the crowd control team will be just too strong. You cannot proc out of violent. That's going to be a problem, because Genny Hathor is going to be the best thing ever, and nobody want to fight that every single day. At the end of the day, violent proc chance can go up to 27% for the side that didn't violent proc, and for the one that proc a little bit more, it can go down to as low as 12%. So I read on Reddit, somebody said that if your entire team is on Swift or Despair rune, which means you will never proc a violent, then the enemy violent proc chance will be lower to 12% forever in the entire match, as long as they proc 1 or twice. Because your team will never proc, which means your violent proc chance will remain at 27%, but because you don't have a violent rune, you will never proc at all, and the enemy violent proc chance will forever remain at 12%. Because the only way for the enemy team violent proc chance to go back up, you need to violent proc, but if you don't, you're good. There are some units that can proc without the need for violent proc. Next up, we have the victory point system change. We need this one because there are 2 big gaps, which is the Fighter 3 and the Conqueror 3. It's really toxic to play in that point range, because 1 loss to someone below the 1900 wall will be detrimental, even though they can be the same Conqueror 3. The same apply for Fighter 3. I have seen a Fighter 3 player lost to another Fighter 3 player. He lost 20 points, but then he win another Fighter 3 player, he gained 5 because they are the same points. So that's really bad to play in that point range. So they switch from the victory point section to basing on grade. So a Conqueror 3 player, no matter you are above or below the 1900 wall, these are going to be the points that you get. And in the previous system, let's say you are only fighting people in your rank, you're equal. You will get 7 points from winning, but you will lose only 6 points from losing. So let's say you have a perfect 50% win rate. As long as you keep doing your wins every single day, you will gain 1 point every single match. So you still go up. It really helps the people who play every single day. But right now, you don't get that difference between winning and losing anymore. For the people in Fighter and Challenger, you get the same from winning and losing. Because in Fighter 3, you can have a Fighter 3 at 1200 points, and you can also have a Fighter 3 at 1500 points. The one at 1500 points will lose a massive amount of points while gaining very little if he wins. So that is really, really annoying. And a lot of people in the game are in the Fighter 3 range, or maybe Conqueror 1. Would a C3 guys lose maximum 12 because they say the amount of points gained and lost will be the same. So you cannot lose more than 12 points. So maybe we're gonna see a Fighter 3 guy plus 20, but the C3 guy only minus 12. Because in the past, the C3 guy can get demolished by a Fighter 3 guy who just started a season, and he's slowly climbing. He used to be a Guardian like 5 seasons ago, but he got good runes and good brain. He can destroy a C3 guy and then just, demolish a man, fighting spirit, and phone. We'll see the victory point system change real soon. I hope it's gonna be for the better. The cutoff point for Guardian 2 and Guardian 3 will be changed to 1900 and 1800. I'm not too sure because the actual victory point is gonna decide G3 and G2 are much higher than this. So if you get 1700, you're nowhere near Guardian 1. So I'm not too sure how this is gonna make a huge difference. The rest look the same. We hope that the new Violent Rune victory point system will change for the better. I hope so too, Com2us, because Violent proc and toxic point change is really insane. It makes people boil their blood when they play RTA. Now, lastly, one more thing. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. If you thought the Violent Rune change was great, this is insane. They will have a separate rune menu for your RTA unit, which means you can have your best rune, your fastest rune, let's say on your Lauren, and you can still have that set of runes on your Bernard for normal arena. So that will allow much more people to play RTA because they can now invest the best rune that they have on RTA specific unit without sacrificing that rune set from a guild battle unit like a Jean, Ritash, Theomas, or arena based unit like your arena defense unit like Praha, Rakan, Eladrill, Camilla, and your offense team, your fastest rune set can still be on your Bernard, Megan, Lucian, whatever, but your Daphnis, your Lauren, your Shiho will not be affected at all. So having the separate, it's like, it's so crazy. You double your runes in one day when this thing happened in the game. You still have your 270 Violent Shiho that's amazing in World Arena, but you still have that same set on a Theomas for Guild War defense. I think you're gonna see a huge improvement in rune quality for Guild War defense and Guild Siege. I don't know if that is good or not, because for Guild Siege, imagine all the Molong, Harmonia, Perna, Ritash, Eladrill will now get such a huge boost in rune quality because you now have a separate rune menu for everything. That is crazy. It's gonna be much more fun because you can now play more content because you have more runes to throw around. You separate the runes, but it's also gonna be very tough to play high rank Guild War, Guild Siege, and Arena. That's scary. That's quite scary to think about. They used to have their faster Swift set on something else for RTA. They can throw that back on Tiana now, and the AD quality can also improve as well. But because the rune quality for offense also improve, I think it makes sense for rune quality of defense also go up. They will hold a normal battle special league to test all this shit out, so you can experience the new thing that's gonna come into RTA before it actually happens, which is great, which is absolutely amazing. That's it for the World Arena Season 12 improvement. What do you think? Because I think it's gonna change a lot in this game. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yo! New transforms coming in as well. I'm not too sure about the Perna. Looks kinda meh. The Galleon, he already has so many transmog, but I can get behind this one right here. Looks absolutely amazing. I don't need any more bikinis, bra, sexy transmog. This is sexy right here. This right there looks stunning. The Giant Warrior looks cute, you know, we got some pirate feel over there. We did want a snowman or a chef, you know, throwing meatball around, but we can take this. The Lightning Emperor looks a little bit more classy. Ah, that transmog right there, that is sexy right there.